guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are back with another Nanmu release, and yes, we have yet another Velociraptor release from Nanmu, and this won't be the last time you see this anytime soon, because we're actually going to have another Velociraptor release from them very soon, but we're going to have our very first chance to look at the Smart series soon. Obviously, this is not it, but soon the next one is going to be the Smart series of the Raptors, which is something I am beyond hyped for, is the introduction of articulated figures into the Nanmu line. But this time, after having the JP3 Raptors recently, we now have the unactivated model kit version of the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors. So something we've actually taken a look at. This will be the third time now on the channel. We had the T-Rex, the Spinosaurus, and now the Raptor. I don't know that any more have been announced so far for this line. I would really like to see more, like the Giganotosaurus and stuff like that for sure. I would love to see in this line, but we now have the Raptor at the very least. So you can see the box art shows the model off and the pieces. If we turn it around, we can now see on the back we actually have the model which it will be assembled, and this is what it will look like then. So let's pop the box open and check this out. So we've got a few pieces here. They all come individually wrapped within a foam container. So that means they're going to stay nice and safe. And you can see we've got the leg. Obviously, the dew claws are not currently applied. And the dew claws are actually in this little bag, which you can see we've got some really nice little dew claws there. We've also got ourselves, again, another piece here, which we will unravel. I think this is an arm. Yes, it absolutely is. So we now have the arm for our Raptor. Boy, the detail looks really good on these. Then, I think this might be the other arm here as well. Just got to unravel it, unwrap it, and pull this bad boy out. Yep, it's definitely the other arm. So you can see the other arm now for the Raptor. I'm definitely excited about getting this one opened up and taking a look at it. This is definitely the body. I could tell it's the biggest piece that we have. So that helps to give us an idea as far as what the size will be for the Raptor, which is definitely a nice size overall. And then we've got on top of them the base, which the base isn't really going to be anything spectacular. It's the same as the standard bases that we've seen up until this point. And then I'm thinking that this is another leg, most likely. Definitely looks to be, yeah, absolutely. So we've got the other leg here now. You can see there's a little excess stuff that we'll have to clean off before painting and everything. And then I think it's pretty apparent that this would be the tail, because it's just as obvious as it gets that that is the tail for the dinosaur. So we'll just slide that out. Yep, we got a nice little tail here for our Raptor. And then, of course, the final piece to the puzzle is right here, which is the head sculpt for the Raptor, which looks gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful looking head sculpt. So I'm going to go ahead, get this Raptor built, painted, and we're going to take a closer look at it right now. And just like that, our Raptor is not being focused on. There we go. Is finished and painted up, and hopefully it turned out nice enough. You know, hopefully my paint job looks okay. It's only the second time I've ever done this paint job on a Velociraptor to give it the female from Jurassic Park 3 color scheme, so hopefully it looks okay. But you can see as far as the sculpt goes, again, it looks fantastic. You have all the nice detail that we saw on the previous Nanmu Velociraptor release. You've got the nostrils sculpted out, the eye very nicely sculpted. We can see the mouth is in a closed position, again giving it that kind of maquette type of a look. The detailing on the top of the head also looks great. As you move down the course of the neck, you can see all sorts of cracks and crevices to the skin texture of the Raptor. We can also see the ear right there back behind the head of the Raptor, some skin kind of sagging there a little bit in the throat region. As you lead down, again, the sculpt looks honestly incredible. It looks as picture perfect as it gets to what you do see on the Raptors in Jurassic Park 3. We've got those nice long Raptor arms, the scoots running down the front of the fingers, and of course the nails. The nails do have a genuine sharp look to them. Even the undersides there, like the palms of the hands and everything, look really nice when it comes to the detailing. As you lead back into the stomach, you can see the skin texture continues to look really, really nice. We again have some more skin kind of stretching right there, but the raptor isn't really doing anything too crazy. It's just kind of standing here, so you can also see that portrayed in the sculpt quite nicely. We can kind of make out the hip bone, and then as you move down, you've got the muscle definition as well as the calf muscle right there. You've got the knee in the front of the leg, and then the really nice looking foot sculpts. You've got some scoots running down the toes. Again, the nails also have a nice genuine sharp look to them down here, and again we have really beautiful looking skin texture. So overall this sculpt is very vibrant, very impressive looking, I think, on this raptor, even more so than some of these previous unactivated figures. And then you lead out through the length of the tail. The tail is pretty much straight out, a slight curve to it, but just ever so slight. But for the most part, again, you can see it is pretty straight out here from the raptor. And then of course it's going to be the same when you turn the figure around. You're not going to see really any sort of difference when it comes to the sculpt. And hopefully my paint looks okay. Again, like I said, I haven't really painted the female JP3 Raptor too many times against my second time, so definitely happy. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty happy with the final product, but you guys will have to let me know in the comment section what you think of it. As far as a size goes for our raptor, lengthwise from the snout to the tail, about 10.5 inches or around 26.5 centimeters, maybe closing in on 27, but not quite. And for a height, you are looking at just shy of 5 inches or a little under 12.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, Robert Muldoon, and the Collect A Human Being next to our Velociraptor. And you can see that the Raptor definitely sports a decent size to it. Again, it's not small by any means, it's just not quite as large as I was hoping, but you can obviously see that it is still a really quite nicely sized figure regardless. And then when it comes to a comparison with an average Mattel Velociraptor, you can see obviously the Nanmu version is a good bit larger. And here is the comparison that I think I'm most interested in, was if this Raptor was the same size as the previously released Raptors from Nanmu, and I think it's safe to say that they absolutely are. They're just very different when it comes to the pose. Obviously, one is filled with life, one is stagnant and neutral. So you can very clearly see that if you do have these original releases of the Nanmu Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors, that you'll have a pretty good idea of the size of the more unactivated, stagnant version. They are pretty much the same size. And here is the Nanmu unactivated Tyrannosaurus Rex with the unactivated Velociraptor, just in case you have been collecting these model kit versions of the Nanmu dinosaurs. This should help to give you an idea of the size of the Raptor next to the T-Rex if you do have that figure. And then the same deal for the Nanmu unactivated version of the Spinosaurus. You can see what the size difference is between the Spino and the Velociraptor as well. So this brand new Nanmu Velociraptor, I guess you could call it a model kit, unactivated version, whatever you want to term it, the Jurassic Park 3 Raptor is really cool. Again, if you are into those stagnant maquette type of poses, these are absolutely fantastic. And I have been such a massive fan of these because it's just so cool to be able to have dinosaurs like this that almost feel like they could be props from the film and from the making of the film, especially considering how screen accurate and how beautiful they consistently are. I feel like they absolutely have knocked each and every one of these out of the park, and yet again have done the same with this Velociraptor. The Raptor sculpt-wise looks great. I think they've really captured everything there is to love about the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors, and again just created them so perfectly to replicate the Raptors that we see on screen in Jurassic Park 3. The skin texture is awesome on this. Again, very vibrant. I would say even more vibrant than the Rex and Spino had, and that's definitely a plus. On top of that, again, it sports the perfect head sculpt. Those Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors Velociraptors have very specific looking head sculpts that not everybody captures correctly, but Nanmu really has, and that is definitely a plus. And of course, the fact that it is in the neutral position, giving it that maquette type look, makes it feel like a really cool, again, piece of the film, a really cool collectible that you don't often see. So I am a huge fan of that aspect as well. And then of course the fact that it is a model kit version is always really fun, because it's really neat to be able to paint your own Nanmu models. You know, every time you purchase a Nanmu model, they're pretty, usually on the expensive side. I mean, very nicely priced for what they are, but it's not the type of model you can just go and buy 2 or 3 of and be like, I'm going to repaint a few of these, usually, unless you have tons and tons of money. So it is neat to be able to have something like this that is a little different, where you can paint your own Nanmu model and see how good of a job you can do, and then of course sit back and be proud of what you achieved after you are finished. So as always, this is definitely a really cool model, definitely a model worth picking up, and if you are interested in doing that, I will include a link in the description to where you can do that on Lana Time Shop, because that is where I purchased mine. So make sure you check that link, go grab this absolutely awesome Velociraptor, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.